Me on my way down to the Grande, over.
The Blue Fin's going to wait in the vicinity of the Ocean Dock for the cruise ship outbound. This is Southampton busiest. Yes, you're sailing in 1 hour from now. Your pilot will be using good time boarding from shoreside.
VTSC Celebrity Silhouette.
Celebrity Silhouette, VTS.
Yeah, we're letting go now. We're just about to get on the move. Ready for the figures?
Yes, please.
Crew 886, guests 1143. That's total of 2029.
Figures all received. Many thanks.
Thank you. Crossing off now. VTS,
I was saying thank you. The Blue Fin's going to wait at the Ocean Dock for the outward bounds and the Toast Eston inward bound for the Grande.
Sounded like a bit of a honk there from Celebrity Silhouette. Celebrity Silhouette is on the move. About that timing. Heard on the radio, apparently she was in a hurry to get moving. It's a lovely evening here in port. A lovely sunrise. Sorry, a lovely sunset, I reckon we might have. Visibility's good all the way down to the Isle of Wight. So looking over at the ferry camp, look at that. Yeah, very nice indeed. Very different to this morning where it was raining heavily and very windy. So we have the Celebrity Silhouette on her way, and then at 7 o'clock we have the Silver Spirit. Let's see if I can get all this to work. Slightly blinded. I haven't got everything connected up quite how I should, but I think we can persevere with this one. Now you can see here in down the bottom of the screen the green grass of Mayflower Park that has been covered up for quite some time with the boat show. It was looking quite yellowy when they first uncovered it, but surprisingly a couple of days of sun and spot of rain and the colours come back, which is rather good because my little dog Rusty, he enjoys Mayflower Park and he's been missing that, so It's good for him to run around and play a bit of frisbee. Celebrity Silhouette has called in some numbers. I think it was 1100 and something for the passengers, so it's not at maximum capacity by any stretch. Maximum capacity 2,800 odd passengers, so she's less than 50% capacity. Should be plenty of space around that pool. Also heading bound towards us, so she'll be heading straight towards us and shooting straight out. Also, Silver Spirit's the same way, so there'll be no spinnings this evening. Just having a look at the top here of the Celebrity Silhouette. It looks like there's a. It reminds me of like Mr. Punch's tent. When you used to go to the beach many years ago, you'd see Mr. Punch, Punch and Judy. Looks like a Punch and Judy tent to me. I could well be wrong, but that's what it looks like to me. Just up there on the bow, on the top deck. I just noticed a complete problem with what I'm doing at the moment. Hey, somebody waving. Very delicate wave. Almost a slight hint of royalty about that wave. Not great. Let me just try and think. How do I get? Oh, okay, this sort of works. Okay, this is not as easy as it used to be. More work to be done getting this to work properly. Okay, I'll model through here. Let's try this. Okay. Alrighty. Oh, with their Hell's Bells. Oh, with their Roberts. We radios in with the numbers. He's a local chap in port. I suspect he was listening to the radio earlier. Gave us the numbers. Maybe you need to invest in a separate control pad for cameras. That might. Oops. Yeah, it's just not as convenient as it was before. I'm going to be looking straight into the sun today, so it's probably going to be fairly shadowed. But I can see a few people. In fact, I can see what looks like the pilot on the bridge there. Ahoy there, Kathleen Pace. And ahoy there, Tizzy C. And ahoy there, Michael Everett. Oh, Michael Everett from Gosport, an old local chap. Now, ahoy there. Sandra Wright. And ahoy Annie J. And ahoy there Lisa Smith. And of course, evening to our spanners as well. We have Etienne and Kevin 2 currently spannering away in the chat. I think it's probably about time they took down the Isle of Wight festival sign as well. I think that's finished. Probably not a bad one this year. I don't know. I remember it being too wet and windy. Some years it's awful. Still a lot of pontoons down there for the boat show. I'm not really sure what happens to the pontoons outside the boat show. I did see the gantry on Friday when I went out on the speedboat. I saw the gantry that takes you down from Mayflower Park onto the pontoons, big white lattice structure. That's lattice, I should not lettuce. I'm thinking about dinner. That's that went up by the Itchen River the other day. So, but the pontoons, it always amuses me that they install the pontoons months before the boat show, and it takes months for them to take them away again. So they're probably only seem to spend almost half their year in Mayflower Park. Or maybe they have a job somewhere else, or maybe they just store somewhere else. Who knows? That looks like we have a fair few shipmates on the balconies. If you're on the other side, you're probably enjoying that nice sunset with a rum-based cocktail. Are we there, Sandra Woodcup? Are we in Todd? Oh, we're there, Janet Horton from a rainy and windy northwest. Oh, I think you had our weather that we had this morning. It was very windy this morning. I think it's just gone up the country. Our gift from me to you. Oh, there, Leslie Dawson says looks like it's going to be another great sunset. It could well be. There's a hint of cloud. I always say that just a perfectly blank sky makes for a lot of colour, but not a lot of detail. Indeed, it does transition very quickly. It wants a little bit of low cloud to reflect the light, and there is a little bit out there. So, indeed, we could be in for a good sunset. Let's hope so. This time of year is fruitful with sunsets. Quick look up on the television to see if they're streaming Solent Ships TV, but apparently not. No, not this time. One day we shall see it up there. Looking forward to Wednesday morning when we have the return of the Queen Mary 2. She's coming in all freshly painted from the refits in the shipyard. Life of me can't remember where it was. It was in Germany or France. I think it was France. Not sure. Anyway, freshly painted in, so she's coming in Wednesday morning. Tuesday morning is going to be awful weather-wise. We've had pretty awful all day Tuesday. But Wednesday is looking rather nice. Well, Wednesday morning, so I shall probably give that one a drone and take some pictures of the freshly painted Queen Mary 2, because she was looking just ever so slightly rusty in a few places. It'd be nice to see the Queen Mary 2 looking spick and span. Get some good photos, and then perhaps I'll look at doing a few more prints in our shop. And I quite like the current prints on the Queen Mary 2. I quite like the sort of the patina of a well-travelled vessel with the little rust stains and sort of tarnish to the paint. But sometimes you like to see them in their best, don't you? Their best evening wear. Ahoy there, Keith Walker. Ahoy there, Susan Woolen. Ahoy there, Anthony Thackman. And ahoy there, Bean. And ahoy there, Annette Stroska from a cloudy Worcestershire. Yeah, I think we've exported all our nasty weather and sent it north. This is quite tricky. I'm having to use a combination of two computers to control the cameras, and it's added a bit of a delay. It's sort of like what I would imagine would be drunk driving. Ahoy there, Carol Whittlesea. And ahoy there, Colin Wykes. And ahoy there, Red Bee. The sun is coming in, streaming in hard and fast and behind the celebrity silhouette. Celebrity silhouette hasn't always had this blue hull. Okay, let's change this. Let's zoom actually. Oh, let's see what I'm talking about. I'm just battling to myself here. There we go. Yeah, celebrities. You can't really see now. It's just in shadow. Well, just take my word for it. Celebrity silhouette has a blue hull. Lower half of the hull is blue. Not always the case. Up until the last refit, which was a couple of years ago, she was all white, and then they've repainted her lower half blue. I quite like the blue. Some people are indifferent. Some people don't like it, but I quite like the blue hull. She's just over 10 years old now, launched in May of 2011. Get a slightly closer up view of the hull here. The only trouble with this time of year, we do get some wonderful sunsets, but we'll also end up looking directly in to the setting sun. And Celebrity X Cruises. Someone told me it was to do with the original owners of the cruise line being Greek, and X was something to do with their name as a character or something. Sounded quite complicated, but a worthwhile explanation as to why there's an X there. I thought it was something more to do with type of performances that are on board, perhaps, or general city of the cabiners. She has a top speed of 24 knots, or 44 kilometres an hour for you continental types, 28 miles an hour in Queen's English. Total capacity 1,500 crew, and I didn't remember what the crew numbers were, but they certainly weren't 1,500. 886 crew now, I think. That was. And she's on her way to Vigo in Spain. Lovely little place, Vigo. Not too far from the end of the it's one of those pilgrim trails. I've forgotten which one it is. I shall remember shortly. Old brain's getting a bit rusty these days. Too much sea salt on it the other day when I was out on the speedboat, I expect. Yes, Santiago, the Santiago Pilgrims Trail. That's what I was thinking of. And Vigo's not far from that, so it has a nice bit of coast. Very popular for ships of all capacities to pop to Vigo, actually. Oh, with the Carol Phillips just got off of Celebrity Silhouette this morning. Passenger in for a fantastic time. Beautiful ship, awesome crew. Excellent. It's good to hear that ship, mate. It's nice to hear a good review. I think the quality of the crew is very important on these types of vessels. Probably make or break a sailing if the crew are good. Yeah, not too many out on their balconies. this evening. Ahoy there, Gold Shield from Dublin. And ahoy there, Bertie Doe. Oh, Bertie Doe says she's off for 11 nights at 3 Canary Islands, Lisbon, Oporto, and Southampton. Gosh, packing that in then. Oh, look, you can see a couple of people in their dressing gowns. Always amuses me. Their bathrobes. Having a lovely, relaxing time in their cabin, and all of a sudden, the ship's moving. They think must go outside and see what's going on. I don't know why it makes me chuckle so much. Go. See, Silver Spirit's due to depart at 7 is the current departure time for the Silver Spirit. Very different cruise ship. I mean, externally looks pretty run-of-the-mill, I would guess you'd say. Nothing particularly spectacular about the external design of the Silver Spirit, but internally, oh, what a gem. Come on. There we go. Just getting the cameras working. I've moved office, and it's added some complications. I should put that politely. Some new hardware, some new softwares as well at the same time. Throw all that into the mix. And there's a recipe for a problem soup. That's what it is. Oh, we there. I just missed out the chat. The chat just moved on me. It's oh, we're there, Colin Large from Leicester. Oh, we're there. That's it. That's what I was looking for. Tracker 1864 from deck 11 of the Silhouette. Aha. Oh, deck 11, the Silhouette. Wonder which one that is. It's got to be quite close to the top. Know how many decks the Silhouette has in total, actually. Tricky. Deck 11. Well, if you're on deck 11, shipmate, give us a wave, because I can probably see you quite smartly here on cruise cab. Oh, there, Gordon Cook, who's been watching Disney Magic. She goes in out of Tilbury. Ah, you're a local Tilbury man. I think it's a very odd that the Disney's been going in out of Tilbury docks, but you know, it's one of those things. I thought it was just for container ships. I learned something new. Boy, there, Red Derp says, what's up with your mic? It's very echoey compared to normal. Oh, well, that's a good question, shipmate. I am in a different location than normal, so potentially the acoustics of this room are very different to my typical cabin. That could be an issue. It could also be all sorts of issues, as I haven't really had enough time to get everything sorted. I will check afterwards. It's very difficult for me to check between the broadcast, but thank you for that, Shipmate. I shall check afterwards to see if I can ascertain what the problem might be. Robert's just come in with some useful information here. It says that Silver Spirit is delayed due to getting on provisions. That's slightly annoying. I've turned the radio off, so I wouldn't have caught that. So thank you for that, Robert. Well, Celebrity Silhouette was very keen to get departing immediately. I think it's part of the badge of honour of a captain that when the departure time is 7 o'clock, you want to be departing at 7 o'clock. Sign of a good captain. It's looking quite busy down here in the port. It's been a fairly quiet day here in the port of Southampton. Look, we've got a ferry coming in. We've got the UKD Bluefin. She's a bunkering vessel, effectively a floating petrol station. If you thought you had trouble finding fuel, just bring your car down here and run a hose out to UKD Bluefin. She'll fill you up. With it, Daniel San says you sound different. I could well be. Like I say, I'm in a different location. All the equipment's here, not necessarily connected in the right order, I may hasten to add. So there is a potential that it's not working as usual. You don't really want me testing all the microphones. I will have to investigate further on that one. We have something else coming up this way as well. Looks like a little tug, perhaps. Yeah. Not sure I recognise which tug that one is. Oh, then Liz Donaldson saying Celebrity Silhouette living up to name. Absolutely, definitely silhouetting. Absolutely there. Now reaching the dock head behind the Queen Elizabeth II terminal. The lovely Fawley Oil refinery in the distance. Oh, there's Simon Hughes says, looking forward to QM2 returning. Yes, I would be. It'd be great to see the Queen Mary 2 returning. Not just because it's always great to see the Queen Mary 2, but she should be looking sparkly and shiny. And I did mention last time that I'd seen an excellent video of the Queen Mary 2 time-lapse. I've neglected to post it. I'll try to remember to post it once I finish this broadcast. I'll post a link up to that one. It's a very good video. You can see what happens. Quite amazing. They actually just dropped on completely new structures on top of the ship, as well as repainting everything. Oh, there, Nikki Wilson. She says QM2 was in Brest. I was in France. I watch so many ship videos, I sometimes forget what I'm watching. I did read something interesting. What was that? Someone said something interesting. Missed it. Oh, wait there. Jenna Horton says she's booked on the Queen Mary to May. 7 nights to the fjords. I was just speaking to someone today who had booked a trip on the fjords on, I think it was the Anthem of the Seas. It does seem to be an increasingly popular destination, the fjords. Don't do what a friend of mine did. He booked up, well, actually, his friends booked up for a trip to the fjords. He was imagining he'd be going on a cruise ship, but in fact was travelling on a ferry which went port to port. Nothing particularly wrong with that, but not as luxurious as a cruise ship. Not as many facilities on board. Very tiny cabin. From the pictures I saw, spent a lot of time at about 30 degrees. That's angle of lean, not temperature. Oh, with the Lizzie Dawsons? Oh, they're showing the Red Bull Soapbox Derby. Ah, okay. I can't say I could notice that. It's very, very observant of you. Oh, there's Simon Hughes says he spent a fantastic 6 nights on the Queen Mary 2 transatlantic back in 2008. Oh, that's a journey I think I'd like to take, a transatlantic on the Queen Mary 2. That's the way to travel like yesteryear. Oh, there, Andy J says back on the Silhouette on the 18th of October. Can't wait. Well, not too long now, shipmates. Ah, boy there, Bertie Doe says, I'll have to rename my dog Rusty as the Queen Mary 2. I'll give it a go, but I'm not sure he'll respond to the name Queen Mary 2. Probably just look blankly at me. She tends to look blankly at me a lot of the time. Unless I'm actually feeding him or throwing a frisbee, he sort of tends to ignore me. Whether the Carol would see ask when these Disney cruise coming back to Southampton. I don't know. At the moment, I don't think, not for some considerable time. Not this year, anyway, not this calendar year. Maybe next year, who knows. Now, Red Derp says he's coming down to Southampton October 23rd for 1 day, according to schedule. Iona and Sky Princess with her. What time do they usually leave? Iona has been leaving typically very late these days. She often leaves at around 9 o'clock. Could be 8 o'clock. And Sky Princess, typically 6 or 7, or could be 5. So, should be able to see both. Probably the best place would be Town Quay, depending on where they're moored. But Town Quay definitely for Iona, because she'll be at the 44 berth. Boy, the Devil Bayless says commentary's a little hard to hear tonight. I say I have moved room, and it's all new setup, and I've been so busy the last week or so. I haven't really had a chance to test it all. So apologies if it's not working quite so well. I will do some testing tomorrow. What I can't do is I can't test it while I'm broadcasting, if that makes sense. I have to sort of like a post-test afterwards. And I'm also running out of. Well, I haven't got all my monitors here with me either, which is causing a slight problem. But generally, it's for the better. We've got more space now, a dedicated office space. Fancy is that? Just actually been deciding what pictures to hang on the walls. So we're going to get some couple of enlargements done that will be hanging on the walls, and we'll see what the quality's like, and I'll add those into the shop as well. ST Challenge, for instance, for all the ones we're going to pop up on the wall. And you can see one of the red funnel ferries in a distance, and visibility is pretty decent. That's the other side of Cowshot's bit. Just about to see the Isle of Wight. Isle of Wight's looking a tad hazy. Oh, and Robert's been listening to radio. Silver Spirit delayed by 15 minutes. Now departing 7:15. Oh, that's not too bad. I thought it was going to be delayed for hours. Well, that's decent. And oh, there goes the red jet zooming past. Oh, sorry, my chat just jumped. And see if I can catch up on it. Oh, with there, Michelle D. She said she watched celebrity silhouettes depart from Mayflower Park. Very impressive. Yes, Mayflower. Definitely Mayflower Park is one of the great places to watch the ships depart. They are actually pretty close to them. A nice slow moving there as well. And also, if you happen to have any shipmates on board that you know, that's a great place to wave to them. Definitely get the closest there. Oh, there, Tina Stockman. It's great to hear commentary. Just not the same, there's no sound. Oh, that's very kind of you, shipmate. I've just been rather busy lately. A lot of things happened all at the same time. Just couldn't fit in the broadcast. Well, most of the time my computer was in pieces in the wrong place. That didn't help. Back to normal now. Been out on the speedboat. I've got a little video of that to make. I've got a video of the Morgan Star as well, when I have to go out and catch some of that. So I've got a few more videos to come. If you want to keep in the loop about what's coming up on the channel, I suggest you hit that subscribe button. I'm sure you are all subscribed, but according to my analytics, not everyone is. Doesn't cost a penny, helps the channel out massively, spreads the word. I must say the Southampton water is looking rather calmer than last time I went out that speedboat. Although the Solent was a lot rougher. Got fairly wet, especially off of Portsmouth, around that area. Very wet indeed. Oh, there, David Eddie says, does the X symbol not originate from the Chandler's lines? Yes, it does. I think the Greek alphabet, the X is Chi or Char or something, which is the shortened version of the surname of the Chandler's line. I don't remember enough detail to give you the correct explanation, but yes, indeed, it's something to do with that. Liz Whittlesey asked what time's the next cruise ship departing. That's the Silver Spirit. She'll be departing now. An updated time of 7:15. Oh, no, Etienne says around 7. I'm not sure. The mystery departure time of the next cruise ship. Around 7, let's say, shall we? Currently scheduled to depart at 7:15, so it's a little while yet. Oops, I've just lost everything. Oh, no, it's back in. Oh, we'll probably see the Celebrity Silhouette head all the way down to Cowshot, before we get to see the Silver Spirit. In the meantime, there is one of the Grimaldi lines. I think it's the Grande New York. Oh no, it's the Grande New Jersey. She's on having a little spin. In fact, the colour of the hull there almost matches the colour of the sunset. It's very nice. Oh, there, David Cuttle says, "Give up Woodbines, Captain." Oh, I don't smoke. So very healthy, Captain. I'd like to say I don't drink, but to be fair, I do like a spot of rum occasionally. Oh, there, Nicky Wilson. Oh, she's telling someone about the Iona Times. Oh, there, Gemma Harris. Oh, there, Damien Gould. Said that was us waving on portside deck 9. Oh, there we go. So we did have some wavers. Oh, excellent. Good, good, good. Now we've got the Grande New Jersey just going for a bit of a spin. See, I think if you were on the stern of the Silhouette at the moment, you'd be enjoying a view of the wonderful port of Southampton with your rum-based cocktail. Couldn't ask for more, could you? Wherever they send a port, it's very bright. Well, now Vanessa Wells, a celebrity looking lovely. I think she's indeed very smart. Carol finishes 11 is the one below the pool deck. Total 15 decks. Many thanks, shipmate. Tractor 1864 saves at the front. I missed that message. Michelle DF says it's a shame that Disney, who have a huge following in UK, do not have a ship permanently going out to Southampton. Well, it does seem a bit of a shame, really, doesn't it? Like I say, there is a huge following. I have to say, every time I've live streamed Disney, she's certainly very popular. And looking down into the port, into Mayflower Park, especially on this sort of view we're looking at now, there would be a crowd of people to watch the Disney cruise ship, which I have not seen before. The only other time I've seen crowds are for new ships, and occasionally you get a few people in for Queen Mary too, but the Disney Magic cruise ship actually generated crowds of people. I thought that's quite impressive. Not looking quite so sunny down at the Southampton water, Cowshot End. Looks like something out of a sci-fi film, doesn't it? Another planet. Twin setting suns. But no, it's just the Port Southampton. Oh, that's sound. Says having problem with the sound. I hear there's problems with the sound. Like I said, I can't do anything while I'm broadcasting because I can't hear myself, and it looks, from what I can see, it looks okay. So I will investigate afterwards. There's a distinct possibility I've plugged something into the wrong hole. I shall look later. Ahoy there. Solent 2002 on Apex some 6 weeks ago. We were one only 350 passengers. Can you believe it? Wow, that's hardly any passengers. Some super yachts have got more passengers than that. Oh, there's Enzel Smith. Says she's sailed from Southampton a few times with P&O. Absolutely beautiful port, especially in the sun. Yeah, I think so. Some lovely clouds out there this evening. Oh, there, Tina Stockman's. The X is the Greek letter G, as Chandra's seen. I was sort of there, wasn't I? I knew there was something along those lines. So the Silver Spirit due to depart in half an hour's time. Follow her out. We'll keep following the celebrity silhouette down to casual. It looks like the pilot, the harbour master's on, giving a patrol on the way down. Oh, there, Carol Andrews says the fjords are amazing. Have to go again. Booked Britannia for next April. Ah, there we go, another fjord traveller. They do seem to be very attractive, the fjords. Salanatri 2002 says it did feel as if we were getting personal service all the way. So you got used to it really fast. Yeah, I bet you did. Being only 350 passengers on a cruise ship. That's outrageous. Oh, with their Wolfgang H. Yeah, makes very good points. Don't forget the thumbs up. Yes, get the thumbs up, shipmates. Oh, with it, Annette Ostrowska says, you sound fine to me, Captain. Well, I shall review it. I think it might depend on what sort of device you listen on. If you're watching it on a tablet, smartphone, or a smart TV, which I've noticed the majority of you are watching on smart TVs, which is really impressive. Reminds me, I have been meaning to put this on for a while. If you're watching on a computer, it's quite easy to see the chat. But if you're watching on a smart TV, I've noticed that not all smart TVs can display the chat, and also some people don't like to see the chat, so they turn off. So I always like to tell you what I've been reading, so that makes sense. I have to ask people what they like to see on their smart TVs, if they like to see the chat or not. Wow, with their Salachi 2002 says would love to go to Silver Spirit. We've already booked our next 5 cruises. Gosh, that's planning. That is, shipmate. Well, then Terry Newman. It says always communities. I shall put a link to that up on the YouTube. Probably on the shorts part later. So I thought it was quite an entertaining little time lapse. Oh, that's interesting. Look at the water, colour of the water here. That's really unusual. I've not seen. Oh, look at that. That's very unusual colours going on here. Oh, crikey. Oh, what a pretty sky. It's made the water look like it's, well, I'm not entirely sure what it looks like. Some sort of peach cocktail. That's very impressive. Could be in for some cracking sunsets tonight, shipmate. see, actually over here where the sun is setting, not quite so pretty. Over here though, where the sun is being reflected on the clouds on the water, very interesting. Well, I found I could see those colours changing right before my eyes. There's the Grande New Jersey just slipping past Town Quay. And UK Bluefin there. She's just been waiting all this time for all the traffic to go past. Never in a hurry, UK Bluefin. Think of a bit of an old duffer here in port. And Sully's in 2002, Sully's done 16 cruises over the last 7 years. So you might word, shipmate, you're definitely packing them in, aren't you? Just jumped. Oh, with their mark, oh, it says that Disney are sailing out of Dover and Tilbury next year. Ah, there we go. Question earlier about Disney Magic. She's back to the UK then. I'm guessing she might be coming to Southampton. Maybe not. Don't know. Oh, Solent Ships says, is parking affordable if one sells me? There are cruise ship parking all over town, various locations. I couldn't tell you the price because I live in port, but as far as where it's relatively reasonable. Oh, there, Grant Waldo. No, this sounds like a well-travelled shipmate. Says he's been on the QM Queen Mary 2 transatlantic every year since 2008, except for last year. Back on her again in December, and the Norway cruise next May. Oh, brilliant shipmate. You really are well-travelled. And another person for the fields. I do feel like I'm missing out on not going to these fields. There's that cloud coming up. Cloud coming up quite nicely. Silver Spirit due to depart 7:15, about 20 minutes time. Actually, you can see a bit of that colour on the Southampton water. It's not quite as good as it is from here. With it, David JM. Oh, with the Carol C says, great sunset, looking good. Yeah, absolutely. Lizzie Dawson, what a fantastic sunset. Next up, shipmates. Oh, chat's jumped again. Oh, this sounds right. Says some of your photos make an amazing calendar. Yeah, looking at doing a calendar. One of the many things. Try to get organised. Not sure whether to combine various ships on the calendar. I'm partial to all ships, be they container, cruise ships, tugs. Quite partial to a whole variety of ships in port. I'm not sure whether to make a calendar about all of the ships in port or whether to just make a cruise ship only calendar. Or maybe both. I don't know. Or there, Glengium says it sounds ticket. I have a distinct feeling it's not using the microphone that I should be using, but I can't tell. So I should investigate further. Thank you for the input. Oh, with them, Michelle Diaz says she's watched the cruise ships leave and also come in. I've never worked out the route they take. Do they go out to the right and then go left? Is that down the shipping lane? Well, yes, sort of is shipping lane. Shipmate. The ships go down Southampton water, then they reach Cowshot Spit, which is over here. That's the Celebrity Silhouette just about reaching Cowshot Spit. move over here. Ah, the Isle of Wight appears to have disappeared. Well, looks like rain coming this way potentially. It's not so good. So there's Cowshot Spits just to the right, and there's just in front of us, essentially, is the Bramble Bank right in the middle of the Solent. Now the ships can't go over that, so they have to navigate around it. So that's why they go off to the right, disappear, and then come back from the left. Come back, go left, and then go around the island. So there is a obstacle underneath water. So yes, you are sort of correct. They do follow the shipping lanes. Smaller ships don't need to, and pleasure craft completely ignore it. If you're a smaller ship, there's something called the North Channel, which is actually you can see the marker for it right to the center. What I do is zoom in on the marker. If I zoom in on this marker here, I think that's the right cardinal, and that's, or if it's not, it's approximately that's where the North Channel is. So if you're a pleasure craft or a small ship, you can just turn left here. But if you're in a proper sized cruise ship, you have to go right. Grande, New Jersey here, just reaching the port head. Dockhead. Oh, with it, Annie J says it's cruising's very addictive. She's done 63 cruises, 2 more next month. 38 with Celebrity and going on our first Princess cruise in 8 days. Blimey, 68 cruises. You can't spend much time in the country, shipmate. You must have better sea legs than the crew. That's very impressive. Oh, there, Diane Waddington says she once did the journey from Cape Town to Southampton on the old Windsor Castle. Left Cape Town in the summer and arrived in cold, wet England. Oh, yeah, that would be a shock. Although not quite like flying, where it's only just a matter of 7 or 8 hours. At least if you're on a ship, it gives you a little time to acclimatise. But yeah, it's quite a shock to the system. Oh, with Renato Belladin says it's sound coming through his TV. His headphones is okay and all. Oh, great, Jimmy, nice. Well, I'll investigate. Oh, there, Scat Pack Bob from Lake Erie, USA. Oh, I'm now reading the comments about the awesome sky. Yeah, that was awesome, wasn't it? It really was. Wow, that was very impressive indeed. We've got the we're approaching 7 o'clock now, so just 15 minutes until the Silver Spirit, and it looks like the Celebrity Silhouette's just not quite at the end of Southampton Water, just starting the turn, so she's past the Esso refinery. Robert's got some numbers though, 150 passengers and 400 crew. That's going to be a very luxurious experience. We're there for Miss Wells, asking, did she hear that the Celebrity Spirit's departure has been delayed? Yes, just 15 minutes, so 7:15 currently. Annette Ostrowska, there shipment. Yes, that's amazing. That was amazing. I don't think I've ever seen the water pink before. I know it's a cliche to say that the water is all different colours. It really, actually today, it really has been all sorts of different colours. Quite a few greens and various different colours. Very turquoisey colours. A real selection of water, but I've never seen a pink peachy water before. That's the first for me. Etienne says it's heavy raining cows at the moment. Well, I'm not surprised because I can't see it. It looks like it's coming this way. Do you know what? I think we may see the celebrity silhouette disappear into clouds before the rain, before she reaches Cowshot Spit at this rate. With the SJ, it says a thunderstorm, that yellow one reflecting the cloud. Probably right there, shouldn't we? Oh, with it, Chris Hibbert says he did many trips on the mail ships on the Cape Towns of Southampton too. Very familiar with those waters then, shouldn't we? With it, David James says variety would be nice. Give a timeline on what's busy in port today. You could talk about the calendar. Definitely heading into the rain now. That's the North Buoy, is it? No. So the North Channel will be there somewhere. If you're in a little ship, you can go left. There we go. David James says you have to travel north of that. There we go. I knew it was there somewhere. With a Diamond Bridge from Swansea. With the Chris Hibbert said not many passengers on the Silver Spirit this evening. No, that's true. Although there aren't many passengers on the Silver Spirit in total. She doesn't have. She doesn't have a lot of passengers in the Silver Spirit. Only has capacity for 608 passengers anyway, so it's only slightly reduced. 150 passengers and 400 crew. Normally we should have 400 crew, so full capacity of crew. That's very reduced passenger numbers. Really will be the ultimate cruising experience on the Silver Spirit. Oh, it looks like the weather's cleared up there slightly. We can now see the silhouette turning around, turning past Cowshot Spits there, past the castle. We can't quite see. Well, there, Chris, what's my sound levels right now? I will check this afterwards. Like I say, I've moved all my equipment across to a new location. And, if I'm honest, I haven't had a chance to test it all. No. And I don't have enough screens to see what's going on. And I can't test it when it's live streaming. Oh, so many. Probably find some more excuses if you like. Oh, we're lucky. Definitely has cleared up. Oh, with their Janice, since she's a new subscriber to the channel. Enjoying watching the ship leaving. Looking forward to the 7:15 departure. Well, there we go, shipmate. No problem. Glad you enjoyed it. SJ says sound levels fine on your PC. Yeah, I think that can be a problem between devices. Look, there's the Grande, New Jersey. Heading down Southampton, not looking quite as pretty as she was earlier on in that sunset. Oh, with it ever Chris. Is that one of the red jets? Yeah, it's one of the red jets nipping past there. Well, I shall probably nip to the galley briefly. Well, I shall carry on following. Well, I shall carry on following the. Well, I tell you what, follow the Grande, New Jersey, because Silver Spirit is over here. Silver Spirit's over here. We've not heard anything from her yet. And I shall rejoin the stream when we have some activity. Just probably about another 10 minutes. I need to take a quick trip to the galley. Well, I've just spotted here actually. Normally, on these two docks here, where these multi-story car parks are, there's zoom across here. Here we go. Normally, you have one of these big ro-ro ships in. It's often quite difficult to see what's going on. They do tend to block the view rather annoyingly, but I do enjoy seeing them. You can see some vehicles being unloaded here from transporters. Some of the vehicles come in by trains. These are cars, mainly on this side, for import and export. But what I have noticed over here is the variety of other vehicles.
Station calling BTS over.
Have a look over here, you have a whole variety of other.
MTS Indus BTS, that's all received, sir. Thank you. We've got a Red Jet 7 just approaching the Hound inward bound for Town Quay.
Yeah, that's super. Thank you.
You can see there's a whole variety of wheeled vehicles. These look like maybe with Iveco. Do you think now? Oh, I can't read. Rather bizarrely, you get a better picture than I do on my picture, but it looks like Iveco. So this is some of the variety of wheeled vehicles that go on the railroads. There's a whole lot of Iveco ones, a yellow one and black one. Looks like just rolling chassis waiting for something to be put on the back. The big ones. I guess these are probably coming in. Actually, that was interesting. I've not seen that part of the dock exposed before. Normally there's always a ship in. Yeah, a whole load. I know on the other side of this multi-story car park, there are often lots of JCBs, diggers and agricultural equipment. Let's have a look, see where Grande, New Jersey is. Well, it's getting dark, isn't it? And then we're just waiting for Silver Spirit, due to depart in a couple of minutes. I'm just going to return back to the galley briefly.
Richard 7 BTS, all copies and key to proceed to the MTS Indus, just departing from Marchwood Moorings back round to the Empress. 7 BTS, all received, sir. Thank you. Good evening to you all. Silver Spirit, VTS, all received, sir, thank you. Red Falcon just approaching a western, northwest net D inward bound. Red Falcon, VTS, all copy, just please, sir, Silver Spirit just singling up.
Oh, I must say it's very disappointing that you can't hear Silver Spirit on the radio. Not like she's far away. Anyway, I think I've discovered my audio problems. One of the monitors has a built-in microphone, so there were two microphones working. Oh, thank you, Robert. Silver Spirit singling up, so she'll be over here on the sunset neck of the woods. How is that sun setting? It's not too bad, is it? But you see what I mean? Not enough clouds to get the real interest. Small little one over there. That's the view from the ferry cam. Not so much activity recently on ferry cam. No meteors. No lorry crashes. Looks like UKED Bluefin's just lurking just off of the marina there. So Silver Spirit is a little way up the dock, off to the right-hand side. Unfortunately, we can't quite see that far around. I'll probably give her probably 5 or 10 minutes, and we'll probably see her. So we can check back on Grande, New Jersey. Oh, thanks, shipmates. Like I say, I've moved everything across to a different place, and one of the monitors has a microphone in, and for some reason, and I think it uses both.
New Jersey, VTS, all received, sir, thank you. No immediate inbound traffic for you.
But I'm glad I found the problem. Excellent. Nice bit. So I could turn it off as well. Good, good.
Red Osprey, VTS, all received, sir, thank you. Grande, New Jersey, just at the hook, outward bound.
Well, thank you, Annie J. Sounds like the captain now. Yes. Well, that's the problem, isn't it? When you move stuff, you unplug things, and you wouldn't think. Leslie Donaldson, you've lost the echo now. I think the reason there was echo is because there were two microphones running at the same time, so it was sort of not working well. But it's great, excellent solution to that problem. I had the same problem before, and my solution before was to unplug the monitor, but as I've only got the one monitor running, not an ideal solution. But this time I just remembered that I can go through the software and disable it. Okay, great. Ah, good. Everyone's appreciating the sound. Good, good, good. I suspect it might depend on the device you listen to. It might not have sounded too bad before, but now it sounds better. That's what we need. That's true. Spy log makes a very good point there. The voice we hear. So if we hear the Silver Spirit communicating, that's typically the pilot that's talking to us, not the crew on the Silver Spirit. you don't really hear the crew of the large vessels communicating. Sometimes if they're in port and they're wanting to do certain things like find out where the pilot is, then you'll hear them radio in. But they all speak English. They have to communicate in English. But some of their English is better than others. But generally, pretty decent. Although one of the best communications I've heard was from a Chinese container ship. I'm guessing the radio communications officer, she must have been very new to the job, and she just communicated by the rule of the book. So all her communications was exactly as you would expect. So that was very refreshing to hear that. I'm not saying that the communication isn't by the rules, but people get a little familiar. They don't say over at the end of the sentence. They don't say out when they finish communicating. They don't use the vessel name at the beginning and end. You don't need to. It can be a bit more familiar. It's important when the signal's weak to be very clear. But when you're in port and communication's better, people don't worry about it so much. But the Chinese lady followed the rules to the letter. It was very impressive. SJ says sounds okay, but even better now. Well, that's good to hear. Good to hear. That was neat. That was the problem. There was a little microphone on the monitor. We must be getting pretty close to seeing Silver Spirit. The old UKD bluefin there. Some of the lights flashing on the cranes in the background. How's that sunset doing? Not too bad. Let's have a quick check on the map. See if she is actually moving. Doesn't look like she's moved far. She does have two tugs. Svitzer Hearty and Svitzer Bargate. That's unusual. Don't normally see the cruise ships being moved around by tugs. Only if there's a technical problem or if it's particularly windy, and it's not that windy at the moment, although it has been very windy this morning, so perhaps it was just a precautionary measure. Oops, we've missed the Grande New Jersey, and that's one of the ferries from Portsmouth to Fishbourne. I think the cruise camera struggles more with light than some of the other cameras.
Yes, ready Eagle, one please for cast, please.
That looks...
Ready Eagle VTS, that's what we say, sir. Thank you. Red Falcons just approaching the ocean docking, we're bound. The Silver Spirit just going to stations now on a 106 berth, outward bound. And Grande New Jersey's just at Cowshot Turn, outward bound to the east.
Copy, thank you.
It looks very bright, doesn't it? I think that's the Grande New Jersey just going across to the right, and then the very distance there, that will be the Celebrity Silhouette. I think it's the camera's going to struggle. Yeah, just see it there. I'm thinking about taking some further nighttime pictures. I haven't done many nighttime droning videos because the drone quality of the video at nighttime is not brilliant. I mean, it's not terrible at all. It's really very good, but I don't feel it's quite good enough to make a video with. But on the other hand, the pictures are very good. The nighttime pictures, I think, look really impressive. I haven't actually really gone out and shot a lot of nighttime stuff, but as it's coming to winter time, I think I will go out and shoot a few more nighttime ones. for a bit of variety. And I quite like someone's, I think I did see a comment just then, is someone talking about the nighttime lights, and some of the ships, especially Iona at night time, she is really well lit up, got a lot of colours going on there, so that could be something to look forward to. Also have distinct possibility of another camera coming online potentially this week. I'm back on the installation again. It's taken time, and we're going to move forward with I would say, a bit of a temporary installation. At least we get the camera up and running, so that could be good for next week or next week after. So I'm going next week to start in the or maybe what should I rephrase that? Complete the installation process. So hopefully that goes smoothly.
Bluefin VTS, good evening.
Good evening, just completed loading. To board off 101, but we're about to have spoil. Maximum depth is 5.9 metres and the centre number 01.
Bluefin VTS, that's all received, sir. Thank you. Just be aware the Silver Spirit just shortly getting underway from 106 outward bound.
Roger, I can see you've got his touch on. Okay, thank you.
There's a slightly illuminated object to the left of middle, to the right of the lamppost. In fact, the cruise ship is just about to go past now. It's not orangey reddy colour. That's a Ryde Parish Church tower, spire. That was a good sign of visibility if we can see that. But it's getting a little dark, this camera. You must also remember that ship is 12 miles away, so there's only, even with the best optics in the world, there's only so much you can do. Oh, sorry, I was on the wrong camera. Lack of monitors here is making my life difficult. Sorry, the object you can see now, the orangey reddy one. There we go. In the centre of the screen. But that is, cruise ship is probably approaching 13, 15 miles away now. So you can see it's quite difficult to get a really good image on that sort of distance. What's happening with the Silver Spirit? Just waiting for the Silver Spirit to come onto our screen to the right hand side. It should be assisted by 2 tugs. Usually. Don't think she's moved yet. Doesn't look like it's me. We can have a zoom in on these container ship at the end here, see what's going on. That was tricky for the camera to focus at that distance. Oh, there we go. Oops. You can get some idea of looking at the container ships from this sort of angle, how many containers there are. I mean, obviously the capacity is somewhere in the region of, I don't even know which ship this was. I think this is the Let's look it up to find out. It's the MOL Trust. So I'm not sure what a TEU is, but probably I think...
Bayamo, Southampton, BTS, channel 12, over.
She's 20,000.
Bayamo, BTS, good evening to you, sir. Channel 09, please, sir, for the pilots, channel 09.
She's 20,000 TEU, or 20-foot equivalent units. Most of those containers you can see are actually 40-foot containers. So she'll be having somewhere in the region of 10,000 containers on board. That makes a lot of containers. They'll be quite a number deep. You can't even see the ones. See they're down inside the hull. So they go down inside the hull and they go across the hull. I'm sure the number on this one, but it could be 16, 17 wide. Some of them are 18 wide containers. It's quite impressive. That's where all our Christmas presents are arriving from.
Bluefin VTS, always say, sir, thank you.
Silver Spirit,
Bluefin VTS, negative, just short of clear channel.
okay, man.
UKD Bluefin asking if the Silver Spirit was a clear channel vessel, but it's not quite large enough to be a clear channel vessel. In fact, she is 195 meters long. Well, interestingly, 2018 onwards, 210 meters. She had a bit of an extension done. I bet she didn't have to go through local planning for that. Otherwise, she'd still be waiting for a decision. So, top speed of Silver Spirit is 20.3 knots. Maximum passenger capacity is 648 and 412 crew. So, quite a small cruise ship. But a very interesting one. I particularly like the Regent cabin, which I think is on the stern, or it might be at the bow. Anyway, not important. The important point of the Regent suite is its capacity of 4,500 square feet. Now, take your average domestic 4-bedroom house, is probably somewhere in the region of 1,500 to 2,000 square feet.
Richard 6 VTS, good evening, all received, sir, thank you. Glendale, New Jersey, just approaching a PC, outward bound. The UKD Bluefin's just passing the Ocean Dock outward bound, and the Silver Spirit is now away from 106, also outward bound, over.
Yeah, so the Regency suite is twice as large as your average house. As your large average house. Many things on the Regency suite. One of the things that particularly tickles my fancy is the pillow menu. You can choose between different thicknesses, cotton blends, thread counts, and type of filling for your pillow. And there's a little menu there, so you can choose which one you want. I wonder if you choose a different one every night. Has its own spa built in. Get some selection of newspapers in the morning, and of course free Wi-Fi. And the Silver Spirit's on the move, so we'll probably see her shortly. Notice the cameras are going out of focus a lot. This tends to happen. We haven't had any rain for quite a while, so we've just had some rain this morning. And any sort of dirt that's on the lenses, it seems to clump and it doesn't focus so well. So I'm going to have to send Mrs. Ships up the long ladder and get them a clean. Boy, there, Chris Hibbers. The Silver Spirit's quite small compared to those cruise ships. Indeed, she is.
BTS, Margate, all done with the Silver Spirit now, back to
Okay, VTS, all received, sir. Thank you.
And that's one of the tugs, the Bargate, saying,
Okay, VTS, yeah, that's all received. We've got a board in at 21:30.
saying it's already done with the Silver Spirit. So it looks like it was just a simple precautionary measure to pull them away from the dockside. Guessing we'll probably see her quite shortly.
Silver Spirit, VTS. Silver Spirit, VTS. Silver Spirit, VTS. Yeah, hearing you loud and clear, sir.
Well, I'm not.
Silver Spirit.
Where's our top now?
So we're on our way outwards and just approaching dockhead outwards.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Your Silver Spirit checking on UKD Bluefin to see what she was up to. Looks like I can see something. Perhaps that's probably one of the tugs. Let's see what else is happening tonight. Tonight this week. Let's have a look. There we go. Just creeping out. Looks like she's got some nice lights up on the top. Yeah, I do think I should take some nighttime pictures with the drone. I will make that my mission now. It's getting a bit darker, and not before it gets too cold as well. Now we've got Queen Mary 2 coming in Wednesday. She's going to be all shiny and newly painted and bright. I should give her a drone. And then what else we got coming in? Just looking on the list, see if there's any exciting coming in. Oh, it doesn't look like anything that we haven't seen for a while. Let's see. So, Spirit of Discovery in end of October. Ada Prima in beginning of November. It's been a long time since we've seen an Ada ship in port. Oh, I've not seen this one at all. Boletti. Bolet. Bolet's in beginning of November. Spirit of Adventure in middle of November. A lot of movements from Queen Elizabeth, Queen Victoria. Actually, no, sorry, Queen Elizabeth and Queen Mary 2 primarily. I'm sure it'll be something to drone. Balmoral, 6th December.
Normandy VTS, that's all received. Thank you, Gemma. Normandy VTS, good evening.
SGS is what time is Queen Mary to? She's due in at 7, I think, or 7:30.
Normandy VTS, all received, sir. Thank you. The Celebrity Silhouette, just past the Sturbridge, outward bound. She's followed by the Grande, New Jersey, just at West Ryde, outward bound.
Well, it actually says time to be announced, but I seem to remember seeing it was 7:30 when I looked before. Oops, that's quite a long way. Somewhere around that region. I don't know what time she's leaving. Oh dear, sorry. I apologise for this erratic movement, but like I say, I'm controlling the cameras via a computer to the cameras. A little bit of lag. That's the all-new Silver Spirit, as per their website. Recently fully refurbished for a superlative on-board adventure. She retains our world-famous standard of service, home away from home feel. It's owned by the Regent Hotel Company, and they are synonymous with their 6-star hotels. So we are talking ultimate luxury here.
Silver Spirit VTS, all received, sir. Thank you. UKD Bluefin, just at Western Shelf, outward bound. And no immediate inbound traffic for you. Got the Red Jet 7 at Calshot, followed by the Red Osprey.
So she might have had a refurbishment, but she could do with upgrading her radio. I can't hear her. Refurbished and augmented in 2018. I wonder what they call that in shipping terms. Not really a boob job, is it? More like a hull job. Or a bow job. I'm guessing she had a segment dropped into the middle. That's often what I've seen happen with these ships. They just cut them in, quite literally, cut them in half. Stretch them out a bit and drop in a pre-manufactured bit of hull in the middle.
Bluefin VTS, all received, sir. Thank you. No immediate inbound traffic. Red Jet 6 at Holt, and a Red Osprey just at Calshot.
Oh, Sonarachi, Sonarachi 2002. Oh, it says that Bolay is an ex-Holland America ship. Now we're seeing Fred Olsen. Oh, very good. And he also says that Silver Spirit was lengthened by inserting an entire block in the middle. Oh, I see. Well, I thought that was the case. You see it a lot. Even one of the Red Funnels, I think, had the same experience.
The Celebrity Silhouette, BTS, good evening again. Celebrity Silhouette, BTS, that's all received, sir. Thank you. The Normandy, approximately 8 miles to the south of the tower, should be west of the tower and for Portsmouth.
So what we're talking about? Oh, it was Everchris talking about the Ever race. Yeah, I find it slightly annoying that some of these super large ships are only going into other ports and not here in Southampton. To have to travel further afield to catch glimpses of the largest container ships in the world. Interesting stern there. Some sort of fluted sections. Yeah.
APR Millian, BTS, good evening.
Quite tricky to see in these low light levels though. Oops, and I'm not driving particularly well.
APR Millian, BTS, that's all received and confirmed pilot boarding time of 2130. Pilot boarding station Alpha. If you can give us a call back, sir, when you are 10 nautical miles from the NAB tower. And also maintain a good listening watch on channel 12 for BTS traffic and 09 for the pilots, over.
Alright, shipmates, I shall continue following the Silver Spirit for a little while, but as you can see, the lighting conditions aren't the best. It's a bit of a struggle. But I saw that light earlier. I can now see that there's a spotlight. I don't know if you can see that. There's a little spot on the front of the, and on the port side, the bow, front of the bow. It's a spotlight from the bridge. They're obviously using it to shine down to shore, and they've left it on. I did spot that earlier, but I thought it was just a reflection. No, it's actually a spotlight. Well, that's interesting, isn't it?
BTS, Red Falcon.
I'll continue following.
Red Falcon, BTS.
Good evening. Shortly shifting from Royal Piers Town Quay. Shut down for the night. This will be back in. Crew back on at 0400 for the 0500 sailing.
Red Falcon, BTS, that's all received, sir. Thank you. Good evening to you all. We'll speak to you in the morning.
Good evening. Thank you.
Let's continue following Silver Spirit for as long as possible. And if you've enjoyed tonight's Ships TV, do think about subscribing if you haven't already. I'd like to thank all of my Patreons, my PayPal donors, the members to the channel, the new members to the channel. If you'd care to sign up for YouTube membership, you can select your level of donation, and it all helps buying new cameras, buying new equipment.
Red Osprey, BTS, all received, sir. Thank you. KD Bluefin just past Northwest Netley, outward bound, and the Silver Spirit at Dockhead, outward bound.
And of course, thank you for the Blue Spanners who do a marvellous job in running the chat on the live streams, not only for my broadcast, but also for the live streaming cameras that are running all the time.
Until next time, shipmates.